With the axe, I'm going to orient to the direction I'm going to haul. My rope bag's going up that way. That's my roof line. I'm going to situate my rope. And I'm going to do the clove hitch. I'm going to capture my blade. Capture the bowl right there. Make sure it's captured nice and tight. Going to half hitch that, half hitch safety, and then I'm going to capture my handle. Then the bowline, the running bowline. Whoop. This is for my handle. This is for my blade. I'm gonna take that, capture that, and then same thing. Middle of the rope that goes on infinitely, right? In the middle of the rope, get your loop. This is for your handle, or your blade actually. Maybe it's easier this way. Capture my blade. Right? Flip it over so you can see this side. And then a half hitch around the handle. Alright, whenever I set up a rope, I orient my rope to the direction of haul. This is my hauling bag. It's going up to the roof line, right? I'm gonna have my tool oriented the correct way. I'm gonna do a clove hitch right here. It's gonna go around. I'm gonna treat this as a stanchion. I'm going to hold my X and bring the rope over under my X and tighten. And then I'm going to back it up with a half hitch safety, leaving the ceiling hook on the floor. That way I don't have to worry about it. Whoop, did it wrong. There's one half hitch, and then I can have a second one about 12 inches from the top. So as always, I'm going to orient my rope to, or my tool to the way that I want to haul. Here's my rope. That's my hauling in right there. This is the middle of the rope. I'm going to make a loop followed by a bite. All right. The bite is what's going to capture your blade, and this is going to capture your handle. Instead of going from the handle, I'm going to go through this way right here because it's a shorter travel distance. So I'm going to go over, I'm capturing that, and then this is going to capture the blade, right? Tighten this, tighten that. This is going to go down. I'm going to come up here, give myself a half hitch, and then what I'm going to do is wherever I want this half hitch to stop, put my hand right there, hold it, then I'm going to pull down on it. All right. Then another one for 12 inches from the handle, from the end of the handle. I'm going to hold it right there. just like that. So I'm going to make my bowline, right? So this is where my handle is going to go through, and what I'm going to do is make my blade capture. And because this is more fixed, right, I can't really adjust it to fit my blade unless I made it big enough. So what I'm going to do is pass the handle through all the way down, and then I'm going to capture my blade that way. All right, and then coming back up here, I'm going to capture my handle, half hitch, half hitch, there. Square shovel, I'm going to lay down my rope the way I want it, just like that. I'm going to start by clove hitch. So if you notice over here, right, there's actually different dimension. The tip, the handle part, it's a lot skinnier than over here. And then also there's a shoulder here, right? So some of them are actually a lot skinnier. And what you want to do is do your clove hitch, rest it on my boot so I don't have to lift it, right? Tie it as far to the handle as you can. Half hitch that, or clove hitch that, back it up, make sure it's nice and tight. What you're gonna do, invert it, push it down. There, so it's super tight, right?
Did you push it down?
No, that's it. Lay it back down. What you're gonna do, half hitch that, 12 inches from the top. So middle of the rope, you're gonna take a bite, rest it on your shoe. I'm gonna do what I can. I think at this point I would like to back it up just like that. See, there's it's sliding so much more already.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna have to do is pretend that this section right here is one section, and this is the other section of the hard suction. And this is this stanchion right here indicates the middle point of the coupling. Okay. What we're gonna do is capture both couplings with a clove hitch. And with the clove hitch, you always want to back it up with a half hitch safety. Right? Then with the rope bag, I'm going to go all the way back here, capture the hook with my rope, then crossing over immediately behind the hook and the standing part of the rope, I'm going to take a bite. I want to bring it back to as far as I can. Like if this is the cistern, if this is the cistern hole, that's where I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to create my clove hitch. I'm not clove hitch, my bowline, right? Make the rabbit or the hole run around the tree and go back into the hole, right? Tighten down a little bit, and now coming out of the rope bag, it's gonna have a change of direction here, like a pulley, and another pulley here. So you can tighten that. Once when you have it tight, you're gonna hold it tight over here. Just pinch it, right, so that you don't lose the tension. And you're gonna take this, grab a bite, and make 2 half hitches. When you have these 2 half hitches, you want it on this side of the bite, not on this side. And you don't want to have a gap between here, because eventually what's going to happen is this is going to loosen up and it's going to slide back. You're going to lose the tension over here on this rope. For the ladder bridging tie, we use the formula 1/5 the height of the ladder plus 2. Think of a suspension bridge with the stanchion being the T, and we're also counting from the top. Since this is a 22-foot ladder, we're going to multiply by 1/5 plus 2, or 22 multiplied by 0.2. That equals 4.4 feet. So let's just call it 5 feet plus 2. So counting from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is where we're going to tie our equalizing bowline. And so my rope bag is there, assuming that it's coming up from the ceiling or from the roof. I'm going to take the rope, pass it inside, outside, over, or outside, back to the inside. And then from there, I'm going to tie my equalizing bowline. Going to figure out where the center is. This part of the loop will slip down over the bite and capture. Instead of doing all that math in the middle of the night, we're going to actually do something very simple, and we're going to find the middle point of the ladder indicated by this truss block, and we're going to go anywhere closer towards the tip of the ladder, and let's call it this truss block over here. And the further out we go towards the tip of the ladder, the more mechanical advantage we're going to have and more stable it's going to be. What I'm going to do is tie a oversized bowline I'm going to drop my bowline into the rungs, feed it through, walk it towards the tip, capture my ladder, and then since it's on a horse, I'm going to have to pick it up. Now with the vertical ladder hoist, we're actually going to be using a different formula, and it's 1/5 of the ladder multiplied by 2. And we're also going to count from the bottom. If you think about the word vertical, the letter V points downwards, and that's our indicator for counting from the bottom of the ladder, that is. And so this is a 22-foot ladder multiplied by 0.2, which is 4.4, and I'm going to multiply that by 2, so that's 8.8. Let's call that 9. So starting here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, I'm going to take my rope, I'm going to tuck it under, back over. I'm going to take it all the way to the tip, and I'm going to capture my top rung with making sure that this is going to capture this way. This rope, the standing part, needs to be captured inside. Then what I'm going to do is tie a running bowline, and I'm going to capture my tip of the ladder, or that cross brace that's over here on the 24-foot ladder. So once when you have that, I'm going to capture the tip. With this ladder, what we can do instead of doing all the math is look for the center truss block, and we're going to go up here, and we're just going to weave it through the rung, and then on here we're going to tie our running bowline. And again, what we just did was accomplish the same objective, but without doing any math at all.